Hello everybody, this is Mark Claiborne, founder of Startup Credit Repair Business Training Center, the group. Welcome to another Facebook Live. Yes. Before I get started, I want to wait for a few minutes to see how many people that's going to be on this Facebook Live call today. And then once people start coming on, I will begin the session and we're going to talk about state and federal laws. So let me go ahead and set my timer, because today we're going to be on here for about a good 25 minutes. So let me see if I got anybody on yet. Okay, yeah, people are coming on. How you doing? All right, yeah, people are starting to come. Thank you everybody for coming to my live. Hello, Ty. How we doing there? Yes. Today, yes, Brian, what's up, man? Thank you for being loyal, Brian. You're always on these calls. I'm going to deliver some great content. And how was everybody's weekend? I hope your weekend was well. My weekend was well. I went to the movies. It was fun. I had a good time seeing Monster Truck with my daughter. I had to tell you that real quick. All right. Yes. Hello, everyone that's joining. Hello, Willie. What's up, man? And today, what I'm going to be doing is like these Facebook Lives. I'm going to be trying to do these like 3 times a week. I want to give you a lot of training. I'm going to give you a lot of content. And I want to thank everybody's. Monique, how you doing today? Thank you, Monique, for coming. And I want to give you guys a lot of content. I want to train you. I want to teach you right here in the group. All right. So again, I'm just Willie. How you doing? I'm just acknowledging everybody that's in the training right now. And we're going to talk about training that comes right from my software, the Client Dispute Manager. I have a section in the software that's called the Business Learning Training. How you doing, Andre? And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about state and federal laws and why state and federal laws is so important for your credit repair business. Pat, how are we doing today? Thank you. All right. So again, this is just a little portion of the business learning section inside of the Client Dispute Manager. All right. So let's talk about state and federal laws. We're going to go for about 25 minutes. And then if you guys have questions, go ahead and just put your comments right in here. Put your comments right here so I can see them. And before we get started, make sure your Facebook Live notification is turned on so you can get notified every single time I go live. And then once we finish with this, share it with someone that you think it will help. All right. How you doing, Robert? What's up, buddy? All right. So let's talk about state and federal laws before you start any type of credit repair business. And remember, I'm just touching on a little bit of what you learn inside of the software. Before you start any type of credit repair business, you have to do your research first, right? I know you want to get in there. I know you want to make money. I know you want to hit that $10,000 a month. I know you want to do that. But before you do that, there's some legal stuff that you got to get out of the way, right? There's some legal stuff that you have to get out of the way first. So we get a lot of questions in the group. Hey, Mark, what kind of requirements do I need in my state to start a credit repair business? So first of all, when you're thinking about starting a credit repair business, or if you have already started a credit repair business, you probably want to revisit these key points that I'm going to talk to you about right now. So let's talk about the state laws, all right? So when you're starting a credit repair business, or if you have already started a credit repair business, you have to Google your state, the Secretary of State, put in credit repair services for your state. So what you want to do is you want to take a look at the law for your state, right? Because your state is dictating how you are going to operate in their particular state. So you want to make sure you print out that particular law for your state. Now, most states have the same laws, like they're very similar, except Georgia, because, you know, it's illegal to do credit repair in Georgia unless you meet certain conditions. There are certain conditions in order to work in Georgia as a credit repair company. But again, you have to look at your own state law to understand what that is, right? So don't skimp over that, because what happens is if you don't understand what your state law says that you have to have, and then you do credit repair behind your state's back, and you don't do what you're supposed to do, and then one day, just one day, a disgruntled customer files a complaint against your company with the Attorney General's office in your state. So what are you going to do then? How are you going to respond to that? Because at that point, the Attorney General's office is going to contact you and say, hey, listen, this customer over here filed a complaint against you. Are you even bonded in the state? Are you giving the customers the right contracts? Have you even read our law? So when you're starting this credit repair business, you got to be serious about it, okay? Make sure you're following the steps that your state requires, right? Make sure you follow the steps that your state requires, right? Don't try to get past that. That's like the first thing that you do. Once you decide that you want to do credit repair, you've decided that, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to make $20,000. But before you do that, make sure you take a look at your state law and what they say that you must do in order to be compliant in your state. So let me talk to you about some of the key things that most states share. So if you was to look at all of the state laws when it comes to credit repair services, Texas and Florida are the most friendly states when it comes to credit repair. Yes, Texas and Florida are the most friendly states when it comes to credit repair. I'm talking about as far as the requirements and surety bonds. Now, every state is different. Every state requires different. Now, most states do require a surety bond. What is a surety bond, Mark? Surety bond is like a protection for the customer. The surety bond is not a protection for you. It's not for you. It's for the customer. And the reason why most states make us get a surety bond is because of bad credit repair companies. Because of these bad credit repair companies out there taking people's money. That's why. Oh yeah, we can fix your credit. We can remove anything from your credit report. Just give me $1,000 up front. And because of bad credit repair companies abusing the system, Congress had to put something in place to protect consumers. That's why the surety bond is there. The surety bond, what it does, it allows the customer, if they file a claim against your company, they will file a claim against the surety bond. That's what it's for. A lot of people are like, well, what's the surety bond for? Well, why do I need to get the surety bond? That's the whole purpose of it. It's surety. It's surety for your customers, not for you. It's for the customer. So the customer, it's like a layer between you. If the customer has a complaint, they say you took their money. Hey, he took my money. He said he's going to do credit repair for me, and he took all my money. I didn't see no results whatsoever. You see, that's why you never guarantee results in your contract. That's why. Because your customer is going to come back and say, well, you said that you guaranteed to get it off my credit report. No, I didn't say that. That's what you assumed. So to protect yourself, you have to make sure you don't never guarantee anything. Never guarantee that you're going to do anything. Never say, oh, I guarantee that I get it deleted. How are you going to guarantee it? You can't guarantee anything, actually. But what you can say is that similar customers in your situation, we've gotten deletions for similar customers in your situation. That's how you answer that. Well, can you guarantee me that you get those deletions off my credit report? No, I can't. No, I sure can't. Loan officer, hey, I need a credit repair company that's going to guarantee my customer. I need his score raised by 20 points in a month. Can you do that for me? No, I can't. But what I can do is tell you what I've done for other customers that's very similar to customers in your situation, sir or ma'am. All right? So the surety bond is one of the things that most states require. Now, the fees are different. Some states require a $10,000 surety bond. Some states require a $5,000 surety bond. Some states don't require any surety bond at all. But the only way you're going to know that is by researching what? Your state laws. So you have to do that first. This is a real business, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as you start taking somebody's money, okay, As soon as somebody gives you money, it's a real business, so you got to protect yourself. And if you do everything right, you don't have to be scared if you get a letter in the mail from the Attorney General's office. You don't have to be scared. Why? Because you were laying out your foundation. You got everything. Bam, 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 bam. You got everything in your contract. It's all compliant. You're ready. You're ready. Okay? Because as long as you stay in this business, everything is not going to be happy-go-lucky. There's going to be some customers that just don't like you. There's going to be some customers just don't think that you're doing the right thing for them. So don't skip over the surety bond. Try to get the surety bond. There's different surety bond companies out there that will help you. I've seen suretybonds.com with the best rates. All right, because we have a credit repair company just like you. Not only do we sell software and help you run your credit repair business, but we are living it every day just like you. So that's how I'm qualified to teach you this, right? Because we go through the same things that you do. Surety bond, contracts, lawyers, same exact thing. Okay? You don't want to learn from a company that doesn't do credit repair. How are they going to teach you credit repair? How are they going to teach you about all this stuff? Right? What are they doing? Just reading stuff on the internet and then coming back and teaching you? No, you need a real live credit repair service that's going to help you. All right, so surety bond. Surety bond. You need to get a surety bond. All right, save the money, contact the surety bond company. Surety bond companies look at your credit score. All right, they got different levels of surety bonds. If your credit score is low, then your rate's going to be higher. If your credit score is high, your rate's going to be lower. All right, if you've been in the credit repair business for a while, that's going to help you with your surety bond. If you've had a surety bond with no claims against it, boom, your rate is going to be low. All right, so let me give you an example. Here in California, the surety bond is really high. All right, it's like $100,000. So when we first started our credit repair company, we had to pay $4,500 for 2 years for that surety bond. And we just renewed our surety bond. Guess how much we had to pay? $1,000 for 2 years in California. Why is that, Mark? It's because we had no claims against our surety bond. There was no complaints with the Attorney General's office or anything. And, you know, my credit score is really good too. So surety bond is important. Make sure you look into that. Second thing, most states require that you have a contract. Now, it's very important that you follow what your state says that you need to put in your contract. You can't just put anything in your contract. And don't just look on the internet either and get a bullet point contract. That's not going to, this is your business. You want to have the right things in your contract. And that means you need to study the clauses for your state and put those clauses inside of your contract. Okay? All right? Follow that to the T. Because what happens is you got to register with your state, right? They're going to send you this package and you got to submit this package over to the state, and then they have to review it, and then they're going to approve it. But if they don't like what's in your contract, and if you're not putting what they're asking to put in your contract, they're going to say, hey, look, they're not going to give you the registration because your contract is not right. So take some time there and make sure you have the right things in your contract. Now, I'm not going to go into all the detail, all the secret sauce of other things that you would need in your contract. That's reserved for our software members. All right, the little secret things that can save you from a lawsuit, those things are reserved for the software members. Okay, all right. Now, in the contract, your state normally states that you need to make sure you have your pricing in that contract, your pricing layout. Like, don't just say we're going to charge this amount of money. You have to describe why you are charging this money. Like, if you're going to charge a credit analysis, that credit analysis needs to be in your contract. If you're going to charge a monthly fee, that monthly fee needs to be in your contract. And not only does it need to be in your contract, you have to describe what you're going to do in the credit analysis. You can't just say, well, I'm charging you $199 for credit analysis. Well, what are you going to do for the credit analysis? Huh? You just going to charge me? you're not going to tell me what you're going to do? You see? Because see, here's the thing. If you detail what you're going to do in your credit analysis, there's no way when your customer files a refund or chargeback, now you have that contract that you can send into your merchant provider and say, hey, look, this is what I did for this credit analysis. And now you get your money back because now you described what you did in the credit analysis, and now you're getting your money back, right? So the same thing with the credit restoration fee. Describe what you're going to do monthly for the credit restoration fee. This is what your state likes to see. They want to see a description. So don't be vague there. And as far as your price, you want to lay out your price monthly. You're going to charge $99 a month. Then the next month it'll be $200 and something. Then the next month it'll be $299. Then the next month you want to lay that out so it's very transparent for your customer and for the state regulator, so they can see very clearly that you are very transparent with your customers. And lastly, to go on the state thing, most states will ask you to submit your advertising materials. Any advertising materials like business cards, flyers, postcards, anything that you're going to use to market your business, the state is going to ask you for a copy. Your website, business cards, flyers, any ads that you run, anything that you're going to try to use to generate customers, the state is going to ask you for copies of that. I see some questions coming in here. Let me see. Brandon, is all of this paperwork included in the software? Yes. Brandon, all of the contracts that I'm talking to you about right now and the secret clauses that can save you from a lawsuit and bankrupt, it is included in the contracts, but I'm not a lawyer. Let me just get that disclosure out right now. I'm not an attorney or an accountant. This is just for information purposes only. Always get your own attorney to review the contracts. Always get your own tax person to review the contracts. The contracts that we provide in the software are based off California law. California law is one of the strictest states in the country when it comes to credit repair companies. All right? So if you're using, you can use the templates in the software, but make sure that you plug and play, pull out stuff from your state, add it into the contracts that's already in the software. That's going to save you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Okay? Trust me. Because if you go to a compliance attorney and ask them to write the same contract, you're going to pay like $800 to $900. Okay? That's 8 months of service of the software. All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for that question. All right, so that was the state laws. So now we're going to talk about the federal laws. So you have the state laws and you have also the federal laws. Now the federal laws is the Credit Repair Organization Act. How many people out there know about the Credit Repair Organization Act? If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you know about the Credit Repair Organization Act, can you give me a thumbs up? All right, so nobody knows about the Credit Repair Organization Act. So everybody on the call, nobody knows about the Credit Repair Organization Act. Okay. Brian, yeah, I know you do. Okay, thank you for the engagement, everyone. All right. So if you're new to the credit repair industry, yeah, so now we got a lot. Okay, so, all right. So, yeah, so I guess the thumbs up, the icons are delayed. But now that we have a lot of new people in the group, the Credit Repair Organization Act is Congress. It's the federal government. Well, why did they put that together? Well, they put that together to protect consumers. They had to set some rules because credit repair companies were going crazy. They were robbing people right and left. This was in the past. They were just taking people's money right and left. So Congress had to act. They had to do something. And that's why they put the Credit Repair Organization Act together. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and start sending them now because there's a delay in your questions getting to me. Okay? Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why the Credit Repair Organization Act was created. And it's basically to regulate credit repair companies. So not only do you have to understand what your state law says, but you also have to follow the Credit Repair Organization Act. So let's talk a little bit about the Credit Repair Organization Act. Now you can Google that. And what I recommend that you do is that you print it out. Once you Google it, print it out, read it line by line, and make sure that your state contract includes similar clauses from the Credit Repair Organization Act. Now, what we did is that we took some of the clauses from the Credit Repair Organization Act and we combined them with the state clauses, and we came up with one contract, and we submitted that to the Department of Justice, and they approved it. All right, let me see if I got some questions here. Talk about crossing state lines. All right, yeah, that's a big question that comes up a lot. A lot of people talk about, they ask this question like 100 times. Can I do credit repair in other states? That's what they ask. All right, and I'm going to answer that to the best of my knowledge. Let's see. Fresh still having an issue. Do you mean the Facebook page or the website? I'm not sure what that question is, but I'll come back to it. So the Credit Repair Organization Act basically regulates credit repair companies. And we're going to talk about some of the key things that you need to pay attention to when you are doing credit repair. And be careful here, all right? Because a lot of credit repair companies have been shut down because they violated the Credit Repair Organization Act. And the Federal Trade Commission is the police that will regulate that, along with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So is there a state act too? Yes, we just talked about that there's not a state act, there's state laws that you have to follow for your state when it comes to the credit repair industry. So make sure you Google your state there and put in credit repair service organizations in your state and just take a look at the laws. Just get your favorite coffee, your drink or something, sit down, turn off everything, get your little pen and get to work. Go back to college, get to work. Just start highlighting. All right? You're the CEO. This is your business, okay? All right? So, yes, let me get back to it. So, here are the key points for the Credit Repair Organization Act that you have to make sure that you're following every single time you are doing credit repair. All right? First thing and the most important thing that will get a credit repair company shut down faster than anything is taking money before you render service. Taking money before you render service. Don't take money before you do the work. But Mark, how am I going to get paid? How am I going to get paid? If I do the work, how am I going to get paid? The Credit Repair Organization Act says you can't take money up front, period. Okay? Remember, federal law supersedes state law. So, but my state says that I can take money. That's what my state said. My state says if I get a surety bond, I can take money up front. Well, some states do say that, but what I'm saying to you based on my experience is that if this ever goes to court and if you're ever shut down, federal law is going to supersede. Don't take money up front. Well, then how am I going to get paid, Mark? How am I going to get paid? You train people. Well, how am I going to get paid? Very simple. Here's a very simple strategy. Customer comes to you, right? Hey, I want your credit repair service. Great. How much do you charge? I charge $199. Okay, perfect. When can I get started? Well, you can get started now. How do I pay you? Do I pay you now? No. You don't pay me now. What we're going to do is we're going to send you a contract, okay? And after we send you the contract, in that contract, we have a credit authorization form. You go ahead and put the credit card information in there. And then after we perform your credit analysis, we will charge you. That's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I had a young lady a long time ago and said, Mark, you know what? I don't know if this credit repair stuff is going to work. I don't know if it's going to work for me. Well, why is that? Because I'm tired of chasing people for money. I'm tired of it. I've done this lady's credit repair. I did this guy credit analysis, and they still haven't paid me. Now, I know some of you guys have experienced that, and all I told her was this. I said, because you were going about it all the wrong way. You're going about it all the wrong way. You never do any work, any service, until you get at least the credit card number. There's no law saying you can't get a credit card number. Anybody can give you a credit card number. The law says you can't charge that credit card number before you render service, you see? So in your contract, you say that you're going to You're going to perform these services, which is the credit analysis or the credit restoration. And then after you perform the services, you will charge him on this day. You would charge him the same hour. You would charge him 2 hours after that. You would charge him the next day, or whatever the case may be. It's your business. But all the credit repair organization says is that you cannot charge them before you render services. So make sure before you do any type of work on the file is that you get a credit card number on file, okay? Don't be greedy and take the money up front. Well, I only did it a couple times, Mark. Okay, well, I know that, but you're gonna get greedy and you're gonna get caught one time. Because sometimes these regulators are on the phone acting like customers. And they'll say, well, can I pay you now? And you'll be like, oh yeah, give me the money now. And boom, they got you. So be careful, all right? Don't take money up front. Next thing, disclosures. The Credit Repair Organization Act states that before you do any type of credit repair, you have to provide your customer with disclosures. And these are simple disclosures that you can find, okay? The language is in the Credit Repair Organization Act. Let me see, I got a question. Is this going to be available? My internet service is not keeping up with the video. I've only heard about 15 minutes worth. Yes, it will be available. It will be available. We're streaming live right here in the group. So it will be available right when we're finished, all right? So make sure your disclosures, make sure that you combine the federal disclosures along with your state required disclosures into your contract. So you have to talk with your state about which disclosures you're going to get, because right now we use the federal disclosure. So our Department of Justice say that's okay. But the Credit Repair Organization Act states that you can't perform any counseling, credit coaching, anything like that until you give the customer disclosures. And those disclosures are basically telling the customers that they can do their own credit repair. In a nutshell. All right? So if you guys have questions, go ahead and submit your questions right now. All right? Please submit your questions right now. Good. So first thing, no money up front. No money up front. No money up front. All right? Second thing, disclosures. Make sure that in your contract bundle that you give that customer, the Credit Repair Organization Act disclosures are there. Very important. All right. Third thing, and very important thing, and a lot of people do this. I don't know why, but in the Credit Repair Organization Act, it says that you cannot lie. You cannot lie. I mean, it doesn't say lie, but in other words, it says deceptive tactics. All right? You can't use deceptive tactics to try to get inaccurate information off the credit report. So literally, you can't say that this is not the customer's account when you haven't even interviewed the customer. Okay? So the Credit Repair Organization Act is saying you cannot deceive or say the wrong things when you haven't even interviewed the customer. And I know you said, well, Mark, most of the customers, I can't even get on the phone. I talk to the customers, they won't even return my emails, right? I know, because we go through it. We go through it, but you got to do your best. You got to do your best. You have to do your best to try to get the customer on the phone and interview the customer about their accounts. You have to do your best. Because if you go out there and start saying that this is not their account, it's wrong or whatever, and you haven't even interviewed the customer, that's you. You do you. I'm just telling you what the Credit Repair Organization Act says. All right? So you take this information and you do whatever you want with it. Let me see. I need to view this later. Okay. All right. So make sure you be careful when you are disputing for your customers, because you don't want to lie. Let's put it like that. You want to be truthful and you want to interview the customer before you start disputing. Let me see if I got a question here. Is there any license you recommend us getting? Yeah, your state is going to tell you exactly what you need. Your state is going to tell you what you need. Your state may say you need a license, you may need to register, whatever the case may be, your state will tell you. Call them. Hey, this is Mark. I want to know, I'm starting a credit repair business, and I want to know what the requirements are to start a credit repair business. That simple. All right. Number four, and this is the last key point from the Credit Repair Organization Act, right to cancel. So you have to give your customer a right to cancel. Two letters of a right to cancel has to be included inside of your contract. They have 3 days. So from the time they sign your contract, your customer has 3 days to cancel the contract. So technically, you shouldn't be taking any money during that cool-off period, because they can cancel within 3 days, and then you're going to have to give them their money back. And you wasted your time doing a credit analysis, okay? So those were the state laws, some of the key points of state laws, and some of the key points of the Credit Repair Organization Act from the federal government. So those are the key elements right there. So I think you'll be good if you just have those key elements in your contract. If you just follow those simple strategies, I really don't think you'll have major problems. The biggest problem is that you're not doing your contract right, or you're taking money up front. That's the biggest problem. That's why most credit repair companies were shut down, because of these problems. All right, we do a lot of data research, and we see a lot of credit repair companies that violate this all the time because they want to make a quick buck, and then they get in trouble. All right, so we're going to answer some questions right here. All right, let's see. It's Davis. Are there any rules for teaching people to repair their credit or start their own business? No, as long as you're not taking like money. Okay, so if you go and do a seminar, all right, some states say you can't coach, counsel. Okay, that's if you coach somebody, that's doing credit repair. If you have a workshop, and you're teaching someone and then you're taking money, and your state says no, then you can't do that. All right, but if you have your surety bond, you're registered, you have everything you need, right? Then more than likely you could do that without a problem. All right. Can you have contracts on terms, or do all the terms have to be month to month? The contract is all about you. You're the credit repair company. All you need to do is follow what your state says you need to put in the contract. The state is only going to say put certain things in the contract. That's all the state is going to say. Put this, put that, put this, and then the rest is all you. Our contracts inside the software are already built with everything you need. Okay? All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? I know that the questions are delayed, but I didn't want to spend a long time on this Facebook Live today. But just remember, ladies and gentlemen, follow the contract, follow your state laws, follow the Credit Repair Organization Act. All right? Don't charge up front. Grab the credit card information. All right? Make sure you grab the credit card information in a secured way. All right, so however you get the credit, the best way is over the phone, okay? And just make sure you follow your state laws. You know, get your surety bond, make sure you stay compliant, and you'll be fine. So let me answer a couple more questions. All right, have you reacted to this video so far? What about nonprofits? How would it work with California? I don't know about nonprofits, I'm sorry. What site do we find each state rules again? Well, all you need to do is Google your state, your own state, actually. Put your state name in Google and put credit repair services after it. All right. You say don't give clients access to the software until after the credit analysis. How will they access the contracts? Well, if you're using the software, you send the contracts out first. You can't do anything until the customer signs the contract. Okay? All right. I hear a lot about merchant accounts. How do you feel about taking payments with Square or PayPal? Well, I don't really want to get into merchant accounts on this call because it's about state and federal laws. But PayPal says no to credit repair, and Square says no to credit repair. You don't have to go to PayPal or Square. You don't have to do that. There's too many merchants out here that process for credit repair companies. If you want a merchant, go to my website, startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. All right, startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. On the homepage, in the middle, it says take credit cards. Fill that out, and somebody will contact you. Okay. Let's see. Is the bond only covering one state? Good question. Now, I'm not an attorney, and this is not legal advice. I'm just going to tell you what I heard an attorney say. Each state requires their own surety bond. All right. But what I heard an attorney say is that most states will recognize your state's surety bond, all right, if there was a conflict. Now, you can double check that by talking to a consumer rights attorney. This is just for information purposes only. Just think about it. You can't really have a surety bond in every single state. Come on, unless you are Lexington law or something like that. But to confirm it, talk with an attorney in your state, a consumer rights attorney. All right, can you offer someone a discount to sign a 6 or 12-month term? Or is this considered paying upfront? You know what? You can't take money by blocks like that. Like they can't give you $600 because it is paying money up front. Think about it. If I give you $600, I'm paying you all the money up front. You need to do the work first and then you charge. All right? Okay. Any more questions before we close it tonight? All right, one more question. Brandon, yes, you can BC it your business, but just know that if they won't charge, things can get frustrated. So, like I said, you can always double check with a consumer right attorney when it comes to state and federal laws. I'm just telling you based on experience, okay? I'm like a doctor. It's like I've been doing this for 25 years. I've seen a lot. I'm telling you based on experience. So use experience to build your company. All right. Okay, one more question. You want to recap? All right, so let's just recap. Can I offer credit repair to a person in a different state? Like I said before, I'm not a consumer rights attorney, so I can't consult you in other states. All I can tell you is that talk to a consumer rights attorney who specializes in compliance in credit repair. I like the money in the trade lines. All right, so let me just recap and then I'm going to jump off. All right, state laws, research your state law for your state. Make sure if your state says you have to have a surety bond, make sure you get a surety bond so you're compliant. All right, make sure your contract follows all the rules for your state. All right, make sure it has all the clauses that you need to protect you and your business. Make sure your price is laid out properly in your contract. Make sure you detail why you're charging this customer for what you're charging them for. All right. The Credit Repair Organization Act, make sure you Google that, read it from top to bottom. Make sure you include the clauses that the Credit Repair Organization Act is saying that you need to include in your contract. You can combine that. Make sure you don't charge up front. Make sure you don't lie for the customer. Make sure you provide them with the disclosures. And make sure you provide them with a right to cancel. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Very simple. You heard it from me. If you are not a member of the software, I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm teaching you right from the training in the software. All right. Until now, have a good night. And I'm going to go eat dinner now. And you take care.